Hi everyone, it's Nancy Lynn from Sew Euphoria, and we're here today. I had shown you on the last video this pretty little paper clip, and I also have made some of these little, let me get a good light for you guys. This was some ephemera that I got, and it's got all the thistles on it, and they're little stamps. And then I put a piece of the Dupioni silk as a little tab on there, but I've covered it, and what we're gonna use today is Triple Thick by Deco Arts. This one ran $6.99. I've had it for quite a while, so I mean it does last. And this, it says a brilliant brush on gloss glaze, and it's a kind of a thick glaze. You don't want to shake it up, just kind of barely, and then open it. Now there's going to be, and I left this on so I could show you, it leaves like a little film. Before you close it up for the last time, try to peel that little film off right there, because it will make a mess. So let's put this stuff up in all of these, and we're going to use these two today. But first I wanted to show you these. I've already got, this is the second coat of Triple Thick on these, and you don't have to do the back side, and as you can hear, they're pretty solid already. You really need to let them dry overnight before you use them or do anything with them, because they'll get to their full hardness. Right now, I mean, they're hard. I'm not gonna put a fingerprint or anything on them, but it takes, this is what the little heart looked at, and to me it's beautiful. And these are from G. Kerr at Happily Craft, Be Happy Craft. I'll list it where the things are. And this was her digital printout, but then I decided I just wanted Me and the Hearts just to be, and I don't know if you can see the major difference. It pops out the colors, and it just makes it look so much stronger than what it originally did. And I'm going to move some of these so we can, now I do it on this cutting board. If you've got one of those applique sheets, that would be perfect for it, because the glue is a little, and what you're going to do, I use a very old brush, short bristles, and it's hard. It's a pretty hard bristle brush. And just dip in there. I usually paint right over my, and I'll put some in the, and I'll glob it on, and then rub it around the corners. Bring it around. And this way, if you do get any drippage, it goes right back into the pot. And then I'll kind of make sure. Now, on your first coat, you're going to see it might separate in a few places, but by the time you get your second coat on there, it's going to be fine. These are the second coat, and it's solid. You can't see any spots where it's missed, so that's where you're going to go with those from. I did a couple of the mason jars because I figured with the country style junk journal that these would be really cute, and I'm going to make those also into paper clips. So that is our, I'm not going to screw that on really super tight because I need to go back and clean that edge. I'm using right now my diaper wipe, and it pretty well helps take this stuff off. And then I'll go to my sink later when I get a chance to go through it. But we're going to move this and get this out of our way while they're drying. And we're going to pull these two up. Now these two have already been done and they're hardened. I have coated the back on these. I did some of the pink worn lipstick around the outside edges, and then I coated it with another coat. And this is solid. So it's a great little charm. It's just really a piece of paper. These are solid. I'm not going to get a lot of bend out of these at all. So they're going to last a lot longer than if I had just hung some paper from there. Now what I am going to use, and you can use any hole punch you want. This is an old, it's to set grommets and to punch through leather. Now on this one, the liquid pearls are still wet. I came here. I want to come out a little bit, and you could even put a little eyelet or something in there to hold it if you wanted to. And what I'm going to do first is do, now this one's a little narrow, so I want to kind of figure out where I want my one to dangle, and I think I'm going to want this one to come from here. So I'm going to not do it on the edge, but just a little in. And it depends on the size of the jump ring that you have, because I've got some tiny ones and that's the only ones I've got right now. So we're going to have to, and that's going to leave that little hole, and it's got just the edge right there. And then where do I want this on the top? And so this one, the same thing. I don't want to go too far in. Just need to be careful with it so I don't. But you could use an ice pick, anything with a sharp point, you know, to put the point in there. So now we have both of our points in there. And now we're going to take our jump rings. And what I'm going to use to join them is a fishing swivel. I had a whole big package of these and I thought, that would be good. And right now I'm not going out to the store to buy stuff, so we're using up what we have. And I've got the little jump rings. Now these are real thin metal jump rings, so I can very easily bend them with my hand. Now when you do a jump ring, you pull it one side back and one side forward. You do not want to pry them open this way. And I'm going to put on my swivel, and I'm going to push the back to the front with this, and then I'm going to turn and get so that they meet up again. There's no pushing or pulling, it's just doing that. And so now my swivel is hanging off. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. That's joined. I'm going to pull forward and back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to connect these. Now if your hands aren't, you can use, I have a little tiny little pair of needle nose just to tighten them up. And so now I have my two right there. And I got some little ones out because I didn't know if I was going to use the little paper clips or the bigger paper clips. This is going to show on the back. The one I'm looking for is the small one to make sure that it's not really going to show. And it's not. And I'm going to use a piece of, yeah, I thought I had it out here. It fell. Here, we can use this. And I'm just going to tear off a piece of this bigger than what, oops, sorry, I banged into you guys. And I'm going to put this over or under the little small one because I know that's where I want to glue at. And I'm going to check it again. And when I have this on there, I want it to be coming down this way. So I need to have this coming here. And that's where I'm going to place it. And I'm going to use Fabrifix because we're doing multiple layers of metal. Actually, goop would probably work with this too, or an E6000. And just remember, we're working with the little one, not the big one. And we're going to glue this on. We're going to try and get the middle one to hold. You gotta kind of put a little force to hold these down because you want the center paper to really grab. And it's also grabbing against that triple thick. And it doesn't seem to have a problem with it. And it's grabbing. And I'm going to go in and trim that up on either side. And I'm going to need to trim it a little bit. Right in there. Okay, so now we have our hearts joined. And they're also pretty. I think I want to put a bling on these. I got these at Joann's on their, it was before the 4th of July. Get a smaller pair of scissors. It's really narrow in between these rows. I just love these little rhinestones on the mesh. And we're going to try and decorate these up. I might put some bling right there. And we'll put some bling right here. Alright, and so now we've got some bling on there. But what else can we add? A little flower. Have these little tiny little roses. those are almost too tiny. Yeah, I think those are too tiny. Now what about one of these? All right, we are going to use these. Hold it down. No, I don't like that second one there. These are paper roses, so I'm trying to get them to flatten. Just a little. Yeah, that's better. Cut off that little back piece on that so we can get it to flatten down a little bit more. A little bit of Fabrifix. And there's the roses. I really need a little green. So I have this, well, it says green here. Is that going to be too big? No. Yeah, a little. So we're going to trim it down a little. Just because something is the size it is doesn't mean we have to keep it that size. There, that's better. Hold it down so it'll tack. Let's get a piece of paper so we can hang our, and there we go. There is our paper clip. Now these will not be for this journal. These will actually be for my other journal that I'm working on, because it's all about Little Women and Jane Eyre. So now we have this one. And we have this one. And then we can go and work on our other ones. Now let's see if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. So maybe you can... There you go. And so that's it for today. And I hope you guys be safe out there. Enjoy your days while we're home. If you guys are at home, if you're working, please be safe out there. Be blessed and craft, craft, craft. Thank you. This is Nancy and we're gone.